Oh, I brought some over to Marin, and I dropped it off, and he texted back that I totally endorse your next career. Now that comedy's over, you should just open a bakery.
He liked it, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
He's a guy I miss running into,
I
man.
know, I know.
But then he quit smoking cigars. So
Oh, we did. Have you
yeah,
quit that too?
I did, and then it came back
It did.
and got me again. Well, I quit in January 13th. Then my buddy Verzi came to town. We were at a Lakers game, and they have a little cigar place where you can smoke in the Staples
Oh,
Center.
wow.
So yeah, so probably didn't need to know that, did you, Tom?
No.
Well, now you do. So I smoked there, and then I didn't smoke again until May. I had two in May because I was writing some roast jokes for a buddy of mine,
Right.
and that's like my habit thing. Like when I'm writing roast jokes,
Oh,
I just
really?
like I go on the back porch,
Uh-huh.
and I'd have a couple of drinks, and I just start saying shit, making myself laugh. And I just write them down, and I would just come up with. I did that when I did a roast of David Ortiz,
Oh, nice.
and the roast went great. So that's like my superstition now. So
Wow.
I smoked two in May, and then in June was my wife's birthday. My son was born, my birthday, and Father's Day, and I did Rogan's podcast.
Oh, boy.
So I smoked seven.
Oh my God. The floodgates were open. This is why I understand why you have a problem coming back to drinking, because it won't be just one. It'll be,
Well, I never used to be that way. That's what I'm fascinated
Yeah.
by, is that I don't have that addictive thing. It didn't come until late in life.
why? I wonder why.
I'll tell you what happened was, I think a lot of it was I brought it into my house.
Uh-huh.
I never had booze in the house.
Oh,
So
right.
I would never think to drink. I never had cigars. I never even smoked cigars. I didn't have them in the house.
Right.
It's like right now, I got through all my cigars because I got cigars for Father's Day and my birthday.
Uh-huh.
So I just had, I had to get through them.
Yeah.
So I made sure I didn't get too many. So I finished those, and now I don't have any.
Right.
So now we're 11 days into this month, and I'm not even thinking about it again.
Right, but it's in the house. It's literally whispering to you.
No, I don't have any in the
No, I'm
house.
saying if it was in the house.
Yes.
It's like,
so that's
hey.
what I'm like a guy. If there's a box of cookies there,
Right.
I'm going to eat them.
Exactly.
If they're not there, I don't have that addictive thing where like, I'm going to,
Yeah.
I'm going to steal from my grandmother and go out and go get some.
Right. No.
But like, I have like, and all I have to do is go like 6 to 10 days. And if it's not in the house, I don't think about it.
Yeah.
Because I have a bunch of high-end booze that I bought over the years, like Pappy Van Winkle's and shit like that.
Right.
And I walk by it every day. And last night was the first night I actually looked at it
Uh-huh.
and thought about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that.
I'm the same way. It's an interesting thing. If it's in the house, if I know it's around, and I do the shopping, like I usually pick up the food, and I'm like, I'll be like, I shouldn't be eating like Doritos. That shouldn't be something that should be in. And I'm literally, as I'm saying, don't do it, I'm putting it in the cart. It's like two people in the one head, putting it in the cart, bringing it home. And now I've set up a challenge for myself. Who else is going to eat these? It's now just putting off
Yeah.
how long until I eat it. I brought it into the house in the first place.
Yeah. No, it's it's something you have to I kind of learned as I got older that you have to be your own parent. And that's the thing that they don't prepare you for.
No.
Like when you go off to college or you finally move out, it's like, I remember the first night when I moved to New York City, because I was a commuter. I lived home right through college.
Yeah.
So when I moved down to New York, my, mid to late 20s, I mean, I was living at home right up until I was 27. I was a fucking loser.
Whoa.
But I was
27.
Yeah, I moved in 1995. I was 27
Oh,
when
wow.
I came down to the city, but I paid off all my student loans, paid off all my debt, and saved up a nest egg, and then went down. I started stand up late too. That was the thing.
Right.
And I kept wanting to move out, but this chick at Nick's Comedy Stop, Rita, said, "Don't move out. You got your whole life to pay rent and mortgage." I wish I moved out, so I was just like, all right,
Yeah, smart.
I'm going to pay down all of my shit. So that's what I did. And I remember when I first moved to New York, and I was hanging out at the comic strip.
Uh-huh.
And Lucian was like, "I already have enough white guys." All right. And I remember thinking like, wow, I can like stay out all night if I want to. I don't have to answer to anybody. Like I learned that at 27.
Right.
And I just think gradually, the road got to me, some bad habits, drinking and smoking and shit.
Right.
And then I compiled that with, I remember another thing, DeRosa was renting my apartment in New York, and he had booze in the house. And it'd be cool. I'd come over, we'd have a couple of belts, we'd be laughing.
Yep.
Oh, you know what we used to do? We used to watch Netflix when they first became streaming. And anybody with a pulse could get a special on there. And there was some terrible specials. And we would get drunk and we would watch them.
Oh, my God.
And it would just be the most obscure comics. I can't even remember their names. And some of them would end up being really good, but you could tell that they were like a niche market. Like there was this New Orleans like legendary comic we loved.
Yeah.
The Beast. I can't remember his name. This white dude, Cajun accent and shit.
Oh, wow.
Just murdered. We're like, who the fuck is this guy? And it was like, sort of like how wrestling used to be territories.
Right.
Like how I never saw Ric Flair wrestle when I was a kid because it was still territories with the WWF up on the East Coast. And it wasn't until YouTube that I got to see all his great promos.
Right.
So yeah, and anyways, I'm getting off the track here. So then I went out and I got a bottle of whiskey and I brought it home. And I remember it made me feel like a man.
That's right.
And I had whiskey.
Taking it out of the paper bag.
Yeah, which should have made me feel like an alkie, but it didn't. And then I think what ended up happening was because I go on the road, I do my shows, had a couple belts afterwards. Yeah. Then I came home and then it was there. And then I didn't sort of detox.
Right.
And then I had some level of a habit addiction, whatever you want to call it. But I just think out of
it's almost like routine.
It's like if I don't eat sugar, if I look at desserts, that I look like, why the fuck would you ever eat that?
Yeah, no.
If I just had a cookie, I want to snort a fucking cake.
I know. Yeah, I know. And look, I always talk about it like I'm always big about giving advice and then doing the direct opposite. But I do believe that if you can be your own parent and be like, shake up one martini, and then just have that one at 5 o'clock, and then you're good for the night, that would be great. And I try to do that. But then in the middle of that one, you're like, ooh, the next one's going to be really good. This one's so good. It just
goes by so fast.
So fast.
It goes by so it's like eating your favorite food. You ever eat it so fast the person you're with is only halfway through and you're jealous of them?
I know.
And like your caveman DNA starts coming up. Like, what if I just grab this pepper thing and just smash him over the head and take it like 2001?
Have you ever eaten pizza with Colin Quinn?
No.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Because he'll like recruit you if you're at the cellar, or he'll like recruit you. Like he's looking for an enabler. He's like, come with me to Joe's. And the same thing. It's like you're just about to take a bite and he's wiping his mouth. He's out through 2 slices immediately. It's like, and he has that real addictive personality of just womp, womp.
Yeah. I remember a long time ago, another comic with that same thing.
Yeah.
I made him a soft cook egg, which is basically, it's like a poached egg, but my mother had this little machine and she gave it to me, or gave me one. And, that's kind of a bitch, but once you get the timer down right perfectly, it's the greatest thing ever. And then when you make a slice of toast, put a lot of butter on it, and then you break it up, and then you drop the egg in there, you mix it all up, and then you put some nice sea salt on top and a little bit of pepper, and it's delicious.
Oh, man.
Dude, I gave it to him. He took one bite. And then just went, dude, it was like watching a prisoner eat. And I was just looking at him. I was like, dude, I can make you another one. And then he just sort of like looked up and he's like, dude, I'm sorry. And I was just like, wow, I get why this guy can't drink.
Right.
Because, dude, it sounded like a Saint Bernard would have ate it quieter and slower.
You literally feel their energy. It's like a rush. It's like an ocean wave of desire.
It's like that movie Ghost when she would feel him sit in her body.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Say if you're just sitting across and watching him devour something.
Oh,
Thank God I don't have that, because I have a lot of respect for addicts that are able to overcome that, because
God.
I don't think I would have.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that I would, but that's,
No, if you think-
we've obviously, you and I have both seen some pretty smart people succumb to addiction. So
Yeah.
that's really a,
Yeah.
that's why I'm trying not.
Bear.
I don't want to get back into it too, because, we've had some cookouts here, just like family things. And I got this flat top. You got to get a flat top, dude. Flat top grill. It's literally like, when you're at like a diner, and they got a bunch of pancakes and eggs and hash browns going.
Yeah.
It's one of those, but it's portable. Like I bring it to the Rose Bowl every year.
Yeah.
It's got a little, gas thing with it, right?
Right.
And I was cooking up burgers and dogs for 4th of July.
Right.
And I remember, looking at my wife and my kids and just thinking like, if I was drinking, I would be at least 2 beers in.
Uh-huh.
And my wife would start looking at me being like, you having another one?
Yeah.
And then in my buzz brain, I'm like, you don't tell me what to do.
I'm going to have more.
My funny bone money that paid for these burgers. I get in that dumb mode.
Yep.
I kind of find with drinking one,
Yeah.
the way for me to be able to do it is then I need a large water after it, a nice ice water. And when I get halfway through that, as my buzz is going down, I become rational again.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's just like if I don't,
like putting water on a fire.
yeah. But if I don't, then like the Mr. Hyde starts going, get another one. Have another one.
So,
dude, it got to the end, dude. I was drinking I was like a glass this high. Like I just fill it with whiskey.
I mean, whiskey, by the way, I know it's become trendy, bourbons and whiskeys and scotch. That is strong stuff. That is not a wine and beer.
And I was crushing
that
it.
Is
all I needed was one ice cube. And it was getting to the point.
That's a lot.
It was annoying me.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
Because I wanted to feel the bite.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. No, that's put it away for a while time.